Okay, today we have for you Original 8, or OG8. They are a collective of powerhouse musicians redefining the landscape of rock and roll, comprised of seasoned veterans. Here to chat with us about the single Woman and their current album, Original 8. Let's welcome Jamie and Troy from Original 8. Hey guys,
Awesome.
how are you?
What's up? What's up?
Hey, all right, thanks for
We're doing great.
Awesome. So I guess, Troy, we want to kind of start with you because that's kind of where the project started, what I was reading. So you were looking for a singer in early 2023, and that kind of led you to Jamie in Las Vegas, right?
It did, yeah. A mutual friend of ours that I've known personally since like kindergarten lives in Las Vegas, and I phoned him and I said, "Hey, do you know anybody that can sing that's really good and also is a good person?" Which was a big ask. And I got Jamie's name and a couple of other names. And I don't know what it was about it, but her name just stuck out. So it was fate, I believe. And the next thing I know is I'm getting a call from Jamie. And basically, we were just kind of like going over, like, I wanted to do an album. I wanted to be originals. I wanted to do the writing with her. And I wanted it to be very organic in nature. And that's the way it came out. I lucked out really because there's a definite chemistry that was there, and I'm very, very glad that we're doing what we're doing.
Excellent. So yeah, Jamie, when Troy came out to check you out, were you involved in other projects at the time, or in between stuff, or what was happening with you?
Yeah, so I live and work and perform out in Vegas. I've been out here many years. So I was performing out in Vegas one weekend, and I invited Troy and the crew to come down, and they came and saw one of my shows, and then we met up from there.
And at the time, were you doing the residency with Pussycat Dolls, working with them, or who were you working with at that time? Do you recall?
Oh, at the time I was doing a residency, a weekly spot with a band called Zoe Bowie in Vegas.
Oh, nice. Very, very cool. All right. So that kind of led to you guys forming the rest of the band. And Troy, so tell us a little bit about the process of putting the tracks together for the new album. Did that kind of come kind of quickly, or how did that go?
It did, yeah. I mean, we've been talking about doing it for quite a while, my wife and I. My wife's name is Mary. We basically have got everything that we need in hand to build an album. And I just wanted to put a collective together of the best musician friends that were available that I could find. And it just so happened that we got George and Phil, who are monster musicians. And they've come onto the project, and now they're actually part of it. And the uniqueness of it is, this band is a true band. It's not representing one person. It's representing all of us equally. And that's what drew, I think, Phil and George to it, because they play a lot with other people and other names. And they really wanted to be in a band where it was their band. And this is that for them. So it was a perfect fit for all of us.
Yeah, and you guys are kind of blending a little bit of different elements here together from what I was listening to and reading. So it's a little bit of rock, a little bit of funk, some jazz and some blues at times also, which sounds great.
Thank you. Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, I mean, I'm talking a lot here, Jamie, but so Phil and George are jazz guys, really, and Michael Underwood, our drummer's jazz, but everybody wants to rock, So basically, that's what we're doing, is putting together some blues, some rock, some kind of Zeppelin feel, a little bit of Heart feel, and then bringing just our own personalities into it.
Yeah, I really, really like the tracks, definitely. And yeah, Jamie, you've not only done this, you've got quite the resume of other stuff going on here as well, right? You did some songs for American Idol, Pretty Little Liars, Roxy Summer Jam, LA Lakers, LA Kings. I mean, you got all kinds of stuff going on here. You did some Red Bull air races. Tell us a little bit about that. You touched on a lot of stuff here.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I've been doing it a long time, as we all have, hence the name OG8, because we're all kind of OGs in the industry. We've all been performing and doing music a long time. And I've been out in Las Vegas for a couple decades now, performing in different shows and bands and projects. And so yeah, I've had the opportunity to get to do some national anthems, for Lake Red Bull, all kinds of different, cool events that I've got to do over the years. And then also just been featured on with different artists on, Idol and Pretty Little Liars and stuff like that. But I've done a lot here in Vegas, and now I'm happy to branch out and do more original projects, with OG8.
Yeah, I think I give people a lot of credit for doing the original thing. It's such a hard thing to do. I think so many people could just go the tribute route band and kind of do that and be happy with that for a while. But it's so great to see original music come out, especially from newer acts and stuff like that, for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so going back in your history, Troy, you've done a lot as well. You had some national tours of the USA, Europe.
Yep.
You worked with looks like Soundgarden, Nirvana,
Yep.
Mudhoney,
Yep.
Heart, just to name a few here. You have quite the resume yourself going on.
It's really cool. I mean, there's good and bad about it, light and shade. And it's most of everything that I was doing was in the 80s when it was starting to go kind of grunge, like heavy rock grunge. So I had a band called Bombay, and we took that out and got some notice with it. And then that led me to Los Angeles, where I met Smokey Wendell, and then he introduced me to Joe Walsh. And then ironically, it was through Joe Walsh I met my wife, Mary.
Oh, that's pretty amazing.
1996 and 7.
So is there anything you can share with us about any of that time on the tours, or things that happened, or things that stood out, or might have influenced you from any of those artists?
Sure, yeah. So growing up, I started out playing drums, 1973 Blue Sparkle Ludwig kit, and I wanted to play like John Bonham, of course. And earlier in my life, I raced quarter midgets, little kind of like sophisticated go-karts that go around a 1/8 oval track, and they burn methanol alcohol. And I did that from 1970 to 1977. And during that period of time, the cars we would race we would race in the center of the big like Daytona speedways. And that's also where rock shows were. So during our races on weekends and states races and such, my mom would take me to the concerts in the middle of the raceway. And I got to see Zeppelin, Deep Purple, Cream, I mean, you name it. So many bands, like 60 through 69, really, to 77.
Yeah, really the beginning of hard rock and metal, right?
Yeah, it was. Like the time Bad Company came out, like around 73, 74.
Excellent. Very, very cool.
Yeah, I lucked out with all of that.
Excellent. And Jamie, looking back at some of your other stuff here, you've got an award for Silver State's Best Female Entertainer of the Year, Best MC, 10-time recipient, Best of Las Vegas. Tell us about who influenced you, what singers or performers maybe really set the stage for you, or maybe they still influence you today.
Absolutely. I've had, like I said, I've done a lot, in Vegas over the years. So I've been very blessed to be able to get these awards, and recognition, and I feel really lucky for that. As far as influences go, it's across the board for me, but I would definitely have to say that I love big female vocalists, obviously, for obvious reasons. I just can listen to them and try to hear what they're doing, try to emulate them, learn from their voice, their tone, their just everything about them. And so for me personally, I love, of course, the greats, Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey, Etta James, of course, Ann Wilson from Heart, who's the queen of rock.
Agree.
Yeah, she's just incredible. And all these big female vocalists that are just amazing. And they still to this day influence me. I just love them so much.
Yeah, I got a chance to see them on the last tour, and obviously Ann's had a lot of health issues going on, but her voice still sounds amazing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, it's incredible. Yeah, she doesn't miss.
Yeah, very, very cool stuff, definitely, for sure. So one other thing, would you say it's a little easier nowadays being a female lead vocalist in a band? I mean, this seems to be something that, rock and roll music and other types of music has struggled with over the years, right? Mm-hmm. Not giving women a fair shake, if you will. on the deal. And it seems like we've kind of finally turned the corner on that. Would you agree to that, or you think there's still a lot of room for improvement?
I think both. I would agree with you. I mean, over the years, it's been interesting, as a woman in the industry, and I would agree with you that they haven't been given a fair shake a lot of the time. But I do think that has changed a lot over the past decade or so, especially. And it's an honor to front the band and to have a voice, and all these guys are so cool and supportive, and hence our single Now Woman that just came out. It's very female empowered. It's all about being a woman and owning that for yourself and doing it for yourself as a woman, and kind of just giving a finger to to anyone who tells you differently.
Right,
but
right.
yeah, so I think it's both. I think it's been hard, but it is changing, and I love the direction it's going.
Yeah, I speak to a lot of female vocalists and artists, and I kind of always want to get their take on that, to kind of see what experiences they had, how they think things are going, and that it seems to be moving into a more positive direction. It's always good to hear. Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
So Troy, what's going on next here? Upcoming plans, things happening next. What's the next steps here for Original 8?
Thanks for asking. So behind me, we're recording right now. We've been working on it for about a month now, a new album. And it's this time, I mean, the first album was like a book with chapters. Each song has a meaning to it and a story. And now this album, we're kind of looking at it as a extension of that. And it's going to allow us to have bigger songs if we can. I mean, the songs that we've already done are pretty big. But there's going to be some big songs on this next album, and it's going to give Jamie much more freedom to basically firepower to go out and kill it. And by the way, I will tell you something. Jamie's a powerhouse. We were in Hawaii one time. Beat Farm Music took the band to Hawaii for a listening party for the first album. And at one of the evenings, we went out to a karaoke place, and Jamie sang Tennessee Whiskey, and there was no more roof left.
Great track. Yeah. Love that track. Very, very cool.
Thank you, Troy.
You're welcome. It's true.
So what do you have, guys, any upcoming shows planned? Are you in mediations right now, talking with anybody about festivals or anything like that?
We just got back from Nashville, and because of the timing of all of this, we've now met our management team, which is pretty amazing. It's beyond what I had expected, really. So we've got management now, social media, PR, radio, and such. And so now we're kind of coming as a collective together, and that's going to turn into, I'm pretty sure, a tour.
Excellent. Yeah, that was going to be my next question, obviously. Online socials, websites, where should people check you out to get more information?
You want to tell them, Jamie?
Sure. So you can find everything on our website, which is original8official.com. And you can also find all of our music on any of your favorite streaming platforms, of course. We're on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and it's Original 8. It's OG8 Official on Facebook, OG8_Original8 on Instagram.
Cool. Excellent. Well, I really like what you guys are doing.
Official on TikTok.
Yep. Sounds really, really cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Yep. Thank you guys so much for being with us today. Really appreciate it.
Yeah. Really appreciate your time.
Definitely. So that wraps up this episode of Talking About Rock. Yep. Thank you to my guests today, Troy and
Jamie. Thank you so much for having us.
Yep. From Original 8, and to our listeners, we hope you're doing your part by keeping the torch alive and support live music wherever you are. Guys, again, thanks so much.
Thanks, man.